alcohol is so common in our society, most people don't pause to think about the dark side of drinking alcohol. It is actually no secret among spiritual practitioners that alcohol is spiritually harmful and lowers your vibration. Why do you think it is legal, mass-produced and promoted across all of modern society? To understand its harm, let's first review the history of alcohol. The word alcohol comes from the Arabic al-keel, which means body-eating spirit. The current Arabic name for alcohol is another spelling of al-ghul, meaning demon. It is also linked to the star known as Algin, which means the demon's head. Alcohol distillation was founded by early alchemists who were developing techniques to extract the spirits of a liquid. They believed that all matter contained a living essence, and that alcohol could be used to extract this essence from other materials. In a symbolic sense, alcohol has always been intended to extract the soul essence of an entity. This is very similar to what actually happens when we consume alcohol. When we consume too much alcohol, it essentially acts to extract our soul. That is why people who consume excessive amounts of alcohol always black out, not remembering what happened. In this vulnerable state, our body becomes susceptible to the influence of low-vibration negative entities. When someone goes dark after drinking alcohol, their body often becomes possessed. Once the entities have taken hold of the body, it is used to play out all kinds of dark acts, violence and low-level sexual encounters.
Hey YouTube world, Harvest is Plenty. Thanks for stopping by to check out the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were just talking about life in general, about family, about kids, about vacations. We started talking about music, entrepreneurship, business, just having a general conversation, sports. And the talk turned to marijuana. And he was telling me that a friend of his started a marijuana dispensary, or got involved in the marijuana industry and owns a dispensary. And that talk kind of led to beer, wine, and spirits, and alcohol and stuff like that. And so I asked him a question. I said, man, have it ever occurred to you, or have you ever thought about why the word spirits is included amongst alcohol? You know, as you're driving down the road, sometimes you pass a liquor store and it'll say spirits are sold here, or wine and spirits sold here. And I'm thinking, okay, well, what kind of spirits are you guys passing out inside this liquor store? And then I thought about, and I asked him a question, and we continued the conversation. I said, why do most rap artists, when they become successful, one of the first things they start is a liquor company? Yeah, I know they'll do a clothing line too, but they always get involved with some type of liquor company. Is it because it's profitable? It's popular? I don't know. And what about marijuana? Is it really a gateway drug, or is it just used for recreational purposes, or both? Some people say the word gateway means that they're just going to use marijuana and it opens you up to other stuff like cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, angel dust, crystal meth. And that's possible. But the word gateway means entrance or opening. So an entrance to what? Or opening to what? Let's take a look and see what Aleister Crowley has to say about drugs, alcohol, wine, and spirits.
A large part of Satan's plan through Crowley was to bring in a drug revolution and to open up the masses to the demonic spirit world. Crowley's former disciple and secretary, Israel Regardie, stated, quote, Crowley became an expert at a dozen or so varieties of Hindu and Buddhist yoga. He experimented with more drugs more frequently than anybody in the West before the neurological revolution of the 1960s. In the Book of the Law, the satanic spirit that channeled through Aleister Crowley merely echoes the satanic strains from the Garden of Eden so many years ago. He states, quote, I am the snake that giveth knowledge and delight and bright glory, and stir the hearts of men with drunkenness to worship me, take wine and strange drugs. Crowley interpreted this in his book Diary of a Drug Fiend to mean, quote, Things like heroin and alcohol may be and should be used for the purpose of worshiping, that is, entering into communion with the snake that giveth knowledge and delight and bright glory. Aleister Crowley's twisted poetry glorified drugs as a door to the demonic. He wrote, quote, "Stab your demoniac smile to my brain, soak me in cognac, love, and cocaine. Heart on my heart, come out of the rain, let's have another go of cocaine. Always go on till you have to stop, let's have another sniff over the top." Robert Anton Wilson, who played a leading role in the counterculture revolution of the 1960s, stated in his book, Sex and Drugs, quote, "Crowley played a decided role in developing the philosophy or mystique of the drug revolution." If Crowley was to implement the satanic new age of Antichrist, he knew, like Hitler, he would have to go after the impressionable youth to succeed. Crowley declared, "Let me seduce the boys of England, and the oldsters may totter, unconverted to their graves. Then these boys, become men, may bring about the new heaven and the new earth. But without an army I am useless. Give me my army, young men, and we will sweep these dogs into the sea."
Wow. So that's a pretty interesting take concerning the alcohol, wine, spirits, the sex and drug revolution. When you think about it in the Bible, Jesus did turn water into wine at a wedding. So I guess drink in moderation. There's a difference between drinking in moderation and being a drunkard. A big, big difference. So keep your health in mind, as with everything that you ingest inside of your body. That's all I could say. We're all adults and people make their own decisions. There's consequences from the decisions that we do make, but you're an adult, we're all adults, we all make our own decision. So thinking about the marijuana industry, people say marijuana is often a gateway drug. And I always say, gateway to what? Or as a recreation drug. And is it recreation or is it really creation? Wrecking God's creation. I remember around 2011, 2012, I was sitting at work. I can't remember the exact year, but I was at work. And I was reading about Denver. Denver, Colorado was getting ready to legalize marijuana, or they were fighting for the legalization of it, or whatever. And the article went on to say that Monsanto, you've heard of Monsanto, they made the weed killer that caused cancer, and Monsanto was also involved with a lot of genetically modified stuff. Monsanto said that on the cusp of Colorado legalizing marijuana, that they were also going to get inside of the marijuana business, and they was going to create marijuana inside of a chemical plant, or inside of a plant, inside of a laboratory. They were going to make marijuana inside of a laboratory, and they was going to sell that to the world. And I was like, wow, genetically modified weed. And I remember sitting down and sharing it with a coworker of mine who smoked weed. And I would say, man, you smoking weed, you getting high. I mean, he wasn't a weed head, but he did get, he did smoke here and there, he told me. And so I was like, man, you need to be careful because, sooner or later, this Monsanto weed is going to come up to the market. And you may be smoking that one day and have no idea. So I want you guys to see this. This is an article. I went back and got it. This is 2013. And it says, I'll blow it up for you so you guys can see it. Monsanto poised to take over the weed industry. A lot of people have no idea that this stuff even exists, or that this had taken place back then. So if you smoke weed or marijuana, you eat edibles, you take it for medicinal purposes, or you got family or friends, you might want to show them this video. I'll tell them about this stuff. So I want to just scroll down a little bit and read something to you. It's talking about Monsanto. All right, here we go. It says, dominate they will, unless something drastic changes with the state of the country's fundamental economic philosophy. That's just the current way of our world. But there's actually a distinct possibility that those artisan developers aren't even going to get their handful of glory days before the big business takes over. And the swift market domination may come from one of our favorite genetic engineering corporate supergiants, Monsanto. The move certainly makes sense on a logical level. At its core, marijuana is an agricultural product. It's a crop. And that's a system that Monsanto, as detailed time and time again in these parts, specializes in gaming. As far as the technological advancements they are working on in order to put themselves ahead of the game. All right, here we go. Now we get to the fun part. Check this out. I'm going to blow it up. Talking about Monsanto and the future of marijuana. This is 2013, guys. Hold on. Come on. Let me blow it up. It says the company is investing millions of dollars into this new technology dubbed RNAi. RNAi. See the AI, artificial intelligence? RN, that was, if you remember during the pandemic, they was using the mRNA vaccine, and now it says RNAi. Okay, let's continue. With RNAi, it is possible to manipulate everything from the color of the plant to making the plant indigestible to insects. With medical marijuana, RNAi could be used to create larger, more potent plants, effectively cornering the market and exceeding the legal demand for the plant. Wow. Genetically modified marijuana using RNAi by Monsanto. There it is. Right in front of your face so you can see it. Blow it up a little bit. Boom. There it is. So guys, I don't know whether or not you smoke marijuana, or you do edibles, or you have family members, friends, cousins, co-workers, or whatever. You probably want to let them know this information. You know, people are dying, people are getting sick, people are getting catching strokes, heart attacks, turbo cancer, catching Bell palsy. So a lot of things are going on, and people don't know why. Why the health of people is failing at a rapid pace. And you know, we like to look at the food, we like to look at lack of exercise, but we also need to look at these vice industries too. Vice industries like marijuana, alcohol, stuff like that. What are they putting into these drinks? We like to say, well, they putting stuff into the food, but they also putting stuff in cigarettes and marijuana, and then the alcohol and the wine too. So keep that in mind. Next time you start puffing on something, it could have that RNAi in it. So again, not trying to alarm you, but you need to know this information. At least I think you should know. And maybe your family members, friends, co-workers, whoever, who also smoke or do edibles, maybe they should know this too. Because these people do have a plan for depopulation that I've covered on my channel. So keep that in mind. All right, I have another video coming up. I'm going to link, I try to link the two together. It's about this guy. He was a writer for the movie industry, and he's also a writer for the hip-hop world. He was writing both lyrics and he was writing movie scripts, and he was very successful at what he did. But he's going to tell you guys how he was able to become successful in doing it, and it related to alcohol and smoking marijuana, getting high. It's crazy, the satanic stuff that he's going to reveal. But I'm going to put it up next, so be on the lookout for that. All right, that's it. I love you guys. May God continue to bless you and your family.